Is Bitcoin breaking out, and where are we going short, medium and long term? Let's take a look with BlockParty Trading. We checked out the current price action on the lower term time frames. We were on the 4-hour chart yesterday. We've got the same trend lines drawn on here, but this is actually the 1-hour chart. What we'd identified was that we were in the middle of a range, and the range we could identify as being really indecisive. So it was this symmetrical triangle formation. We were about here yesterday when we were doing the analysis, and we were kind of in the middle of an undecided range. So we were effectively just speculating. If we break down, we're going to test the lower end of the trend line. If we break up, we'll test the upper end of the trend line. The only real way of kind of telling which way we were going to go would be to check the volume. And so at some point over the last 10 hours, happened about 2 a.m. in the morning here, we're in the UK, we saw a volume surge reflected here, which gives this massive drive up, hit the trend line, price stalled pretty much exactly there, having initially broken, you can see from this wick. Then the volume kept coming in and we saw a definitive breakout. Now, where are we going to go next? Well, short term, what we'd always anticipate when we see such a breakout, you can see that the volume's dissipating, it's dropped here on the CDV, and that's been reflected in the price. So generally what happens is we expect price to come down and retest the upper edge of the trend line. So don't be surprised at all if we do come all the way down to about this 27,100 mark before bouncing and going on further. Effectively what that allows the bulls to do is to reload, people take profit, reload at lower prices and go again, drive that price back up. It's not always going to work out exactly like that, so we're just going to stick on the indicator here, and we can see that coinciding with this trend line we've got this area of support. So we also seem to be finding support around this kind of area here, about 27.3. So what a lot of traders would do in a scenario like this to ensure that they get the best possible entry would be DCA, so place a buy around here, one at the top of the support and one down at the trend line. What that's going to allow you to do is hopefully maximize and average out a good buy price based on the various percentage chances of hitting these prices as we have an effective pullback in price. There is the potential that we don't break back up fully. This is a pretty definitive breakout. It could stall for some time. Certainly we seem to be getting resistance from this moving average here. We are on the 1-hour chart, but I'm actually using the 1-day moving averages. So this is the 20-day, this is the 50-day, and somewhere down here is the 200-day moving average. You can set that on your indicator. You just go to the settings and you can adjust the time frame of the moving averages there. And I like to use the daily moving averages even if I'm on the lower time frames, just because they're more confirmed and it gives you an idea of perhaps where some of the larger institutions are looking to place their buys. They're going to use the higher time frame moving averages to make decisions. So if we are to break above the 20-day moving average, I would see that as being a very good buy trigger here. In that instance, my target probably short term would be this previous peak, which came in about 28,176, and as we've stated kind of multiple times, our longer term target all the way up here to about a 25% jump is this former unfilled CME gap 34.4. The move yesterday, early hours of this morning, very bullish. If I'm being completely honest, slightly unexpected. I thought we would probably range a little bit further and also see some kind of real world news trigger that would see us pump if we were going to pump. We may see some news come out later which identifies why we suddenly got this volume. But either way, very bullish. As we've kind of stated, if you look back over our analysis from last week, long term we're very bullish, and thought we'd look today while we're on at another confluence that's kind of giving us that desire to take our long positions now. So previously we've looked at the growth curve, we've looked at the pi cycle reversals, and we've looked at the pi cycle crossing of the pi cycle moving averages. The one we wanted to look at today is the MVRV Z score. Sounds very complicated, but it's a relatively simple metric. And what this is doing is it's effectively like a on-chain version of the RSI. So on the chart down here, we've got this green band, which effectively acts like being oversold. So we're saying that when the MVRVZ score is within here, so this yellow line, the price is undervalued, or Bitcoin is undervalued, and when it's up here, that it's overvalued. And so when we're down here, we should see a run up in price, and when it's down here, we should see a decline in price. The way it works is it takes the market value simply the total number of coins multiplied by the current market price, and it measures that against the realized price and realized value. And the realized value is each individual coin and the price at which it was last purchased totaled. So we have the market cap, which is each individual coin at today's market price. The realized value is each individual coin at the price that it was purchased, so when it was last bought. So some of those could be very low if it was bought a long time ago, or it could be today's price if it was bought today. Currently, we are at around, we have a Z score of 0.47. So Z score is basically the MVRV ratio with the extremes taken out. So it's just a standard deviation calculation, which kind of gives you a more balanced and nuanced look at it. It gives you a more realistic value, a more realistic version of the MVRV. So at 0.47, effectively, we generally say that a value of around 1 is bullish in a Z score. And so when we've seen previously prices come out of underneath this line is 0, so when we've come above 0, get up to 1, and then we generally see a massive explosion in market cap. Here we are again, Z score of about 1, massive explosion in market cap. Here we are again, Z score of about 1, massive explosion in market cap. So I think we're running up to a point, you know, we've previously got as high as 7.4. We're in a definite own trend in the MVRV. When we see that price get to 1, we'll keep you abreast of that in our premium channel. That would be a major buy signal. This isn't measuring price, it's measuring the market cap, but with the way that Bitcoin works in terms of the halvings, there aren't masses of coins coming onto the market. So when we see these run-ups in market cap, that is 100% driven by, well, not 100%, but largely driven by price. So it's a very bullish outlook. If you want to get our analysis and trades daily, head to our website. You can just sign up. We've got a 7-day free trial available for all our premium services, so you can just click that and sign up. If you want to get this on-chain analytics, really good website. It's called Look Into Bitcoin, totally unaffiliated with us, just a tool that I use on a daily basis. So give them a check out, and you can have a play with these charts yourself and perhaps learn some of the other on-chain indicators that they've got on there. Thank you very much for your time. Comments down below. If there's anything specific you want us to look at, just give us a shout. Thank you. Bye.